Alrighty, hi everyone, hi D-Million. We are doing some practice. I feel a little bit better today, thankfully. I've actually eaten today, which is nice. So hopefully a practice session should go a little bit better than it did last time. We definitely do want to get Ultimate Eyes up. I was not really particularly happy with the score I got the other day, even though it was an improvement. So let's definitely work on that, but we're just going to run through other stuff. Make sure we're somewhat practiced.
New tunes. Difficulty zone single. Co-op play. Series zone Phoenix.
What do I want to do for one?
Double X.
I just think something fun. I just need something fun here. This is always fun. Honestly, if you strip away
Absolutely
the
perfect.
long double stepping section, I could probably argue this is a 17.
I've seen way too many people struggle with that double
Yeah,
step.
that's why I'm just like, only if you strip that away, because I know a lot of people are not good at reading the side ones.
Next stage.
If you make this whole thing straight, then it's 17 or maybe even 16.
Yeah.
That's how it is. People look at people.
Yeah, a very silly chart, and one of the best silly charts. It's a silly song. Silly song is good.
Are you doing jogging? Lots of jogging.
Yeah, I'm doing jogging. Ironic in 22 though, I'm doing running. I'm jogging really fast. I still don't have a FC on this at all in Phoenix, and it's so frustrating to get this in one go. As fun as it is. Are you freaking serious? Come on!
Ow.
Oh, that hurts.
Absolutely perfect.
I'm not even sure what I did wrong there. I just know it was wrong. I'm not sure what happened.
Triggered.
Oh, that hurts. As a warm-up especially. Frick. I don't know what I did wrong, but I definitely did something wrong. Oh, man.
Now imagine card draw. Final audition this and it also works all together. Yeah.
Hey, EXC, when are you going to make that Moonlight singles I've been talking about?
Control already made it.
He talked about it, but I don't know if he ever actually made it. Well, he probably did actually make it, but we never saw
I've
it.
seen somebody made an edit for that. You did edit for that?
I'm not the only one who did it. Enzo actually did for a pack, but I did mine without knowing he did his. I did mine without knowing he did his. Yeah, if y'all aren't familiar with the story, so Final Audition, the foot switch chart with all the centers, that was originally intended for Moonlight, according to the chart writer. But he considered it too hard at the time, so he put it on Final Audition instead.
Please don't add bad charts to Moonlight. Moonlight is, aside from lowers being a bit wonky, Moonlight has good
Moonlight's
charts.
fine. That's good.
Don't destroy that. Don't add bad chart.
Anyways, I'm not gonna try and keep going on Loki. I'm just gonna leave that for now. That being said, foot switch chart, I should play that one. Because this is actually a pretty hard one still. Fun one though. Welcome in, Empath. Gary, however you want to say it. We'll go with Empath. How you doing today? Nice. That's fine. That's fine. Oh yeah, it's really fun. If you have a set of pads that can work.
Absolutely perfect!
Playing this on old IO is pretty miserable. Playing this on new IO is very pleasant and very fun.
Next stage.
When your foot switches can actually work, this chart's great. And it was interesting that we got two foot switch charts in XX, this and Loki. But they're like, despite being a similar idea, they're a vastly different style for both, and I appreciate that a lot. They both take their own risks, and they do cool things.
3
What's the third?
minutes or
No, that's not, well, kind of, yeah, but it's not like entirely focused like this and Loki are. It is a big part of that part, but it's only like 20 seconds worth.
yes.
Whereas this is like literally the entire song. I actually have not played this in a while, so I'm just going to just roll this. Well, it still doesn't beat my XX score, so. The run in this is so hard. Deal, come on. Yuck. I was not ready to jack. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Hi, guys.
Wow, fantastic!
That was not good. Like, I know performance on that chart is variable, but that was a very bad play. I should not be cutting it that close to failing.
Next stage.
Yeah, it's that time of the year. So I hope the fasting goes well. I hope you're doing good. Well, here's the thing, as Herman said, you're not going to get a whole lot of time to warm up. And sometimes you just need to be able to send it. Like, with how RIP is structured for events, like how the tournament structure is, I'm probably going to be dropped right into stage 7 because I'll be like at or near the top for seeding. Which means I'm going to have to play minimums S20 right off the bat.
Stage 7 or even direct to Dome 8.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they at least give one warm-up song before the
One
very
is
first
not
one.
enough. One is not realistically enough if you have to play something
I
hard.
know, but 0 is worse than 1.
No, 0 was a good mix. So yeah, sometimes you just need to be able to do stuff like that. It's a fun chart, but it is a struggle. Very, very wind force patterns,
Yeah,
which really, really hurts at the end.
I probably will start around 7 and 8, so it should be fine.
This I have not played in a while. I'm very bad at this ending, so we're just gonna see what happens. Always the ending. Always.
Even simplified still.
Yeah, the original version was like almost impossible. That's still a
Absolutely
feat.
perfect!
Whatever. A run like that'll be fine.
New record!
As long as we're not doing worse than that, that's reliable. Like, it's all about the ending. And if you didn't see, like, the very first version of this chart before, I think, XX 1.04, the ending was even harder to hit. Like, instead of, like, drill into back kicks on the brackets, it had unbroken stairs, if I remember right, which was way harder.
Game over!
Yeah, XX as a whole, I do not enjoy how things were revised literally mid-game. One of them was understandable because one of them was I Light Sky, and the chart that was shown in the preview was the correct chart, but they accidentally uploaded an older version of the game, so they patched that immediately.
Well, there was one more understandable when there was a collision in co-op.
A what?
Collision in co-op.
That, yes, but I'm going to say that that's charting error, and that's on the step maker.
It is.
It is, and that should have been caught before you put co-ops in the game. That's
Sure.
different. Like, the I Light Sky thing is understandable because it's a single player chart and there's not going to be collisions like that. And it was just an honest, like, here, this was supposed to be the final orbit and we just put the wrong file in. That at least wasn't as big a deal, especially since the chart became easier. Every other instance I can think of was like they didn't think things through. So, no more doing that, hopefully. Anyways, warm-up set was fun. That Loki, though, I will be a little salty about that, but it's nice that I at least got the ending for once.
New series, Cynical Diesel Series, First to Zero, Double X.
I need to play that. This can go. My score is really bad. We'll do that. This is one of the most brutal 23s to get through because the ending is so ridiculous. Good song though. Slop on the rolling brackets, but should be okay. What are the rules?
Absolutely perfect!
Funny results.
Wow! New record!
Sure. It is fun, but it is such a huge spike at the end.
Next
Thanks.
stage!
The tiniest bump. I do kind of struggle with reading that one section because I don't play this chart that often, so definitely need to look at it a bit more so I'm confident on hitting it. Especially since, thankfully, when you get to those first 16 measures of running, the first 8 are, as a whole, are very chill and mostly constrained to one pad. So you don't need a lot of stamina to start everything, but you need a lot to maintain at the end, because the last 8 measures of the run aren't super trivial, and then the very last 4 measures at the end before the stops are very brutal and hard to keep up with, even for me. It's a fine chart though, and like I said, the song is good, BGA is nice. Some people really don't like this BGA, but I think it's fine. I hate playing this chart because the ending exists.
Yep. There's gonna be a lot of people who are good at
Well, there are some people who aren't, and you still have to get through the rest of the chart. So this might be a viable pick, but I have to practice to find out. That being said, I probably would ban this first compared to a lot of other things in this range. Because I'm not very consistent at doing this. I do not like the patterns at all, unfortunately. That's still
Excellent!
pretty
You did a really great job!
But against most people,
New record!
I really do need to get my foot speed more consistent again, though. Like 240 is like right at the limit for me of being consistent. Anything faster is no good. And I especially detest the patterns in Gloria.
Next stage!
Conrad usually writes good patterns, but not this speed. They do not flow very well. 2x is about the same level. In fact, I would actually say no, because the 2x doesn't end in a freaking staircase like that run does. Well, at least we've got something we can lock in to work on. And the same goes to double. With double, at least we have some bracket strats for the ending. Like I said, 245 is just really hard for me these days. Not that I was like super consistent at 240 anyways, but I can't. This. This I don't play often. This is tough. This is so hard. There's a reason I got stuck on this for a couple days when I was grinding the specialist titles. Almost got the ending. Yeah, the first set of misses were not good. The rest was fine. It's acceptable.
Wow! You're awesome!
But the first set of misses really screwed me up. And you can tell by that low note count how difficult it was to get a triple S for the title. You don't get a lot of room for error here. It took me a while. Yeah, it's a challenging 24. It's a very fun one.
Next stage.
And it is very unique for how it approaches everything. Especially since it's ported from single. Like, damn, it's hard. It's also a very surprisingly tiring chart. Because the movement will wear you out. So I probably could have PB'd if I hadn't fumbled the middle. And you know what, that's okay. I don't even play that chart that often, so that kind of consistency right there is still pretty good. Alright, I'm going to attempt to get my body to move here. Keyword attempt. The very ending is very difficult to read, yeah, and it's tough. But so is this. That pass is very lazy, and it was not meant for scoring. So we're going to try and score, and we're going to hopefully just not run out of energy. This chart did get easier in Phoenix, very slightly. Because the last hold before the Aclois part gives way more health. So the gauge management's easier. But that being said, if you're playing for score, gauge doesn't really matter. I think this is a good chart, but I don't play it that often because it's very difficult. Excuse me. first half was actually really bad, but I lived, so it's fine.
You did it!
That's more time.
Wow! New record!
The 12th note section is still screwing me up badly. I need to take a look at it. I also tried to do conservation tracks at the very beginning and just got very lost. So I should not do that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Next stage.
Ending was actually really good right there.
Yeah, that's
And the beginning was what was bad. Can't hear that.
I said that's the first half of the ending.
Yeah, but I hear first half over everything else.
Yeah. You were getting in the group in the first half.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. We don't have that game anymore. Oh, the dad jokes are strong today. The price of having a pump grandpa on stream, everyone. I'm not sorry.
It was partially intentional.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
lured you.
So yeah, it's definitely triple A. I just need to spend some actual time on it later. But it's nice to actually score it and actually get some points out of it. I should have picked a harder chart for this. So I could fail. Hey, confirmed. Euphorionic S4 is harder than Prime Time B26. I have a 0 right now. Good time. Good time to cut that off.
Dance, man.
Yeah, I got a 0, y'all. This is the hardest chart in the entire folder.
Game over.
Hey, at the very least, I don't have to worry about shortcuts in full songs. So that at least cuts some of the song lists out for simplicity's sake. Which I would like, but if I have to learn or review less songs to do that, then sure. Because everyone knows I would go ham on like Chase Me Full. Or I would pick something ass like if it was a low enough difficulty, Dignity. Because if you haven't played Dignity, it's very hard to score.
Or you can go ass and be clear and still on a short person.
Which one?
Clear and school.
On a short person?
Yeah, double. They start on double 21.
Oh, I was thinking
Oh.
shortcut. That's why.
Oh.
That's
No.
why I was. That's why I was confused.
Double 21 is only in top 8, so it doesn't work. Max is full. 20.
No, if shortcuts are eligible, I'd be playing Can Can.
Hey, that's so shortcut is also pretty.
It's rough. It's rough. That's why it went up like 2 levels in difficulty since it debuted.
Yeah, and like extravaganza, it was justified. Extravaganza was
Let's move it up. New tunes. User difficulty zone single. Series zone burst to 0. Double X.
Haven't done it on Phoenix, and it has been almost 5 years since I got a pass on it at all.
Is the single okay on this?
Sync is fine. It's not the sync I'm worried about. It's living I'm worried about. It can come up. I need to practice.
Hey, is this really your best?
Need to be more careful with my foot placement on here because I'm bad at hitting this. Like, I'm not tired at that point yet, thankfully, and I just would rather save the energy. No, passes won't matter. They've also, thankfully, accounted for a possible break-off situation with holds. And if both players have that happen in single, the song's just declared a draw. And I can live with that.
This is they gonna do it then for doubles.
Yep.
You don't care if my scores from events.
Yep.
I did it once, I can do it again.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
I'm probably gonna
Even in my mind, that doesn't happen. Like, even Sega doesn't even allow saving in event mode, so it's just like, whatever.
I'm probably gonna even play from my other card, so no one can spy on my scores, which are awful anyways.
Well, now that we're on the song, I have to wonder, what is Cosmograph going to do as far as Pump goes? Because he definitely wasn't happy with Autumn Break situation. And Dead End was probably submitted before that all happened. So I don't know if he's going to continue contributing. It would be unfortunate if we didn't have him, because he does make great music for the game.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
In a couple months, teaser comes out and we see.
The initial
Purchase
list, yeah.
Well, even if he's on the list, it may mean some licenses crossed from other games.
Yep. Or just world music in general.
Did he make any originals? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Game Changer. And I'm pretty
So
sure there's...
he's on the list,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I think there was one other thing. Fulfill.
Fulfill is not bad.
Yeah, Fulfill is basically a better breakout. Which I'm okay with.
So he's on the list, that's guaranteed. At least one of them.
We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, he wasn't very happy with that situation. have the energy, I just have to push it. I have the energy, I just have to push it. The strats work still. The strats still work. My strats still work. Let me look at that ending. I'll let the timer run out and get another chance at it. I don't feel that tired. I can definitely go. It's just the ending. I need to save as much health as possible. Oh, sorry, I just want to get my energy back here. Let it die out and we'll get a little more time.
Hey, is this really your best?
I hope not, it's a 0. Oh, like I said, it's been almost 5 years since I did this. I need to do it again. It took me a while to get it the first time, too. Only once I got this machine was it, like, significantly easier to, like, conserve my stamina. Like, the old pad was good for what it was, but playing on this definitely made things a lot simpler in some ways. Too much health loss. Too much health loss. Can't afford that. Combo don't matter if you don't pass. If you're playing for a first score. What's up, JY? I'm thinking. No, Bamera I can do. Bamera is like trivial to score because it's all drills, and it's just here, don't get off of the drills.
So you can have scoring.
I already have a good score on Bamera, that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. My feet are so sticky.
Hey, is this really
My
your
feet are
best?
so sticky because I kind of stepped in that bottom floor. Hey, Mitan. Let's not be sticky. Because that's just gonna be like no.
Game over.
That's better. Kind of wanted a few extra seconds, anyways.
Then pump it up. New teams. Difficulty zone series zone. Phoenix. Double X.
I missed the difficulty selection though when it used to be 23, 26, Double Performance 3 or whatever it was.
Yep. Well, that performance 3 was a bit later.
Yeah, but that was a good chunk because that happened all the way until what, 2.04?
Vacuum volume 2. Vacuum had slightly more difficulties than that.
Instead of turkey animals, it's vacuum animals.
21, 25, 3.
Yep. Wow, great! I miss JKD to an extent. That was not right. Okay. Nope, I don't have any health. Nope.
Hey, is this
How'd you
really
get?
your best?
Everything. Everything. There is no full cut answer to that, so I'm gonna say everything. I will say, at least for me, the longest songs, like the full edit ones that are 4 to 6 minutes, my arms usually hurt way more. Especially if I'm playing freaking Gargoyle. Anyways, hi GK. I hope you're good. We're gonna do this another day. I'm not feeling it. The first couple attempts were promising, but I'm already kind of gassing out. I'm just kind of like, let's not force it too hard. At least this song. We're gonna keep playing. We still have practice. We still have our practice. That's fine. How you doing, GK?
Double X.
Also, I saw what happened to the controller, and I hope you get a replacement soon. Fuck Joy-Cons.
Hi.
Still blame Nintendo. That's always a correct move. It's been a while since I've had to score this one. The question is, do I remember how to score this one? okay.
Wow! New record!
Points are points.
Next stage.
Yeah, Haru and J-Boy hit the nail on the head. At least specifically in Pump, you don't really need to memorize unless you are at a, like, something that actually hides the notes to be invisible, which are very, very specific gimmicks. Or the very, very top end stuff. Everything else really just is pattern recognition, and things that we thought were impossible to read 10 plus years ago have become more commonplace with the current writing style of charts that now they're kind of second nature. Anyways, I'm happy with that score at least. It's not my best overall in terms of like cutting the misses down, but I did have some good spots. And getting an S on a 25 is nothing to scoff at. Well, there's the problem. You're playing Turkey Virus. That remix is old, and if you play old things and you subject yourself to old things, you kind of have to accept they're old things.
I know, but you still have to learn what's going on to get a decent score on it.
Anyways, yeah. So, a lot of stuff, especially at the level I play at, you don't need to memorize. You might have muscle memory, but you generally don't need to memorize. I'm, like, bad at memorizing things in general, like whole, full things. I commit things more to muscle memory. And this is why preparing the blindfold showcase for Last SGQ was a big struggle, because, oh my god, it takes so much mental energy to learn a full 2-minute song. I've already done that with a few easier songs in the past, but I had never done doubles in the 1920 range to memorize, and that is like, ow.
My first past meteor science did only do, I had to memorize the whole entire Aiden because I was just
Hey, is this
practicing
really
those
your
over
best?
and over to make my feet learn how to move there.
Well, singles can also come up for this, so why don't I practice singles? I've already got the right timing mod on, so I could probably work on S23 at some point too. I'm more worried about this, to be honest, because at least I score okay on S23. This is such a cherry. Of all places to combo?
Star.
Didn't score worth crap, but didn't fail.
You did it!
It really just comes down to just picking up the slop. Oh.
Next stage.
I will say also, Pump is not designed charting wise like other games, and you kind of have to accept that. We've actually talked to Windforce about this, and his philosophy of why he makes a lot of things being able to be done in two different ways is most normal people would do the cheater way. If you're a superhuman, you can do it the hard way and get all the points. Most people will not do that, but hey, if you're superhuman, you can do it that way. And it actually works if you are actually fast enough to keep up. Most people will not be fast enough to keep up with that. But it's just kind of just how this game is. It's just, you find a solution that works for you. And there will always be multiple. Even in things where it should only be one, like Uranium S22. Some people are somehow good enough to have the control to be able to heel toe that entire hold run. I am not one of those people. But that is a very advanced technique, and for most people it's better to just turn. Even the people who don't want to turn. I'm actually going to play 1950 again. Why am I putting myself through this again? I know I need to play it, but man. Yeah, sure.
New record!
Wow. Wow. It is better. It's okay. This count was good at least. Almost to like TD on Phoenix.
Game over!
I'm just glad the chart was slightly easier ever since XX. Because the original version of this chart was even more ridiculous. Same with D27. Even if the absolute hardest parts are the same, having the not hardest parts slightly easier does help with stamina. Ugh. Fucking hell. Oh boy. Yeah, that was interesting. Almost got the entire guitar solo too. I've actually been like more consistent about getting that comboed, and I usually only break at the very end of it, so that's a good sign. I don't know. I'm such a pervert in that I really like that chart now for how nuts it is. Oh, the fan feels good on me on the back. I need to sit for just a second here. We need to play some singles, some other singles. Let's go into remixes and figure out what else I don't have great scores on. Because there's definitely stuff that'll trip me up, like Fire Noodle Challenge. Because I get tired early on it, and then I try and do drag strats, and then confuse myself, and those don't work. Oh, things feel so good behind me. Like, there are few good things as good as just a tower fan blowing on your back every once in a while. Ugh. Oh, boy. Alright. Let's go look at remixes here.
New teams! Here's your Lyrical Series Zone! Remix!
This can come up. Yeah, because the ending of that's pretty hard. I want to look at the very end real quick. The ending is where it is. Did the ending better than my first play. The rest could use work.
Unbelievable! You are the best!
Slop at the beginning.
Wow! New record!
We'll work at it. I just need to trust my gut and just go for it.
Next stage!
It's fine at the end. Can be better, but I haven't played this one a lot. It's a lot nicer than it is in double, I'll tell you that much. Because the way it's done in double is there's no way to double step that unless you're going to reach all the way from a bottom blue to like one of the reds. You are very much intended to like toe and then kick down with the same foot if you want to keep the flow on double, and it's way harder because of that. At least in single I can just quickly slide my other foot over. It's at least a good remix, and like considering how poor most of Phoenix was in terms of special zone content, this was at least a remix that was lived up to the wait. Like, I wish we didn't have to wait until so long to get it, but this is a good remix. And charts are fun. Alright, I think I'm going to make this the last set just because I'm a little more tired than I thought I'd be, which is okay. Actually, I know what I'm going to do.
Remix! Shortcut!
Yeah, it's Vector. It's District 1 and Vector together, hence District B.
Hey, is this really your best?
Vector's a good one, and Zek's music is a good fit for Pump. Even just Animero games in general. because he gave us Leviathan and Super Hard Grow Pop in Chrono Circle. And those are good. Those are good songs. I wouldn't be surprised if we got Leviathan. I don't know about Super Hard Grow Pop, but I can definitely see Leviathan.
Remix.
Anyways, we're going to finally attempt this. I haven't even tried this. Like, this thing has been out almost 4 years, and I have actually never tried this. And you know what? It's time to just bite the bullet and do it. It's time to just say screw it and just play it to the end. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm fat and stamina management is hard. I think what's more ridiculous is that Dolky put up his rough draft of this a while ago, and that part where it's a bunch of like, it's the first highlight part by itself where you just have like a bunch of like eighth notes and jumps and such, and some bracket stuff. It was all run there too. So you get through the first like highlight bracket section, and then you get like the actual highlight section by itself, and it's still a bunch of runs. I am so glad that was changed. At least Dolky has an understanding of what to do, because we have the other way around where D27 players don't know how to make 20s. It's not even stamina. It's I get lost. It's not even a stamina thing. I just need to just turn the brain on and go.
Game over.
Like, using those strats, I'm not that tired. But that is such a mess to read. So we're going to look at it a little bit and we will try again. It's not as intimidating as I thought. But it does take some willpower. It takes willpower to get through this one. I do need to keep flat overflow, so I do need to use that one. So we need to keep high overflow, so we just need to go on that part. We just need to go on. It's not that standard. And it's only 2:30. It's only 2:30. It's not much longer than a normal highlight.
It's shorter than summer days.
Yep. Let's give that another honest try. I think if I just push it.
New series. Difficulty zone double face remix.
We should be able to do this. We should be able to do this. Need health. Lost too much
man.
health. Energy was fine. Health was not. Lost too much. God, that's such a mess to read. We're almost there. These strats will work. These will work.
Game over.
I'm gonna get this one last try since I'm almost out of time. What is that one slow down part? Because I'm screwing that up too. Ah, okay. Okay, it's not what I thought it was. So you have to read the notes. I probably just don't even watch on that. Hit that hard. We have a plan. One last attempt. We just have to do it.
Pump it up. New tunes. Difficulty zone double. Pulse remix.
Come on, you.
stomach is saying no. I think we need to stop here. I'm having a hard time breathing.
Game over.
Okay. This is less intimidating than it was. So let's work on this next time. You know what? No. Let me breathe for a second. And we'll get one more actual try. I had trouble breathing at like the very start. It's like when you have like a freaking mucus bubble and it's like you can't pop it. Breathing, so it's like ah. Let's breathe for a second. Let's just breathe for a second. One more time, for real. Can I do it from this? No. I always forget. It's got to be on pad.
They pump it up. New series. Difficulty zone double. Pulse remix.
I need some energy to get through this one. Just 2.5 minutes. That's all we need.
Why don't you just get up and dance,
The
man?
moment we drop a hold, we're out. I don't have the brain for it. We need to stop. So the moment we drop a hold, we're done.
Game over.
I don't have enough focus to keep going on that. That's fine. It's not as intimidating as it looks on the stamina. But it is a mind game. And even if you make it to the very end of that part, you still have to not choke the last 4 measures. Last 8 measures, last 8 measures. Alrighty, y'all. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you all for watching a short practice session. Let me see if I can find all the right on Twitch. Let's go say hi to Crime. Go say hi to Metric Crime. She's playing some Baba, it looks like. Fun puzzle game that I honestly need to at least finish. But I don't know when I'll stream next. Probably Sunday. We're probably going to have co-op with Tusa. Well, we'll see. So, y'all have a good time with Crime. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching, everyone.